The man in the screen here, the Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab, has officially quit his role in government today. An inquiry into his behaviour upheld 2 claims of bullying. Let's take you through exactly what it said today. Mr Raab acted in a way which was intimidating in a work meeting. These are direct quotes. It goes on to say this also involved an abuse or misuse of power in a way that undermines or humiliates. In another incident, the Deputy Prime Minister acted in a manner which was intimidating, going further than was necessary or appropriate in delivering critical feedback or comments. He was also insulting by making unconstructive critical comments. Let's get more from our political editor, Andy Bell. Andy, really good to talk to you on the programme. There's a lot of detail in this, isn't there? And Raab has responded today. What did he have to say?
Yes, he has responded, Dan. I think it's fair to say he's clearly, from his response, still furious that he's had to quit. Let's have a look, first of all, at his official letter of resignation to Rishi Sunak, in which he says, whilst I feel duty-bound to accept the outcome of the inquiry, it dismissed all but 2 of the claims levelled against me. I also believe that its 2 adverse findings are flawed. And he then went on to say why he thought this report was potentially difficult and dangerous for government going on from here, where he says, in setting the threshold for bullying so low, this inquiry has set a dangerous precedent. It will encourage spurious complaints against ministers and have a chilling effect on those driving change on behalf of your government and ultimately the British people. And in an article for the Daily Telegraph, he says, he kind of lets rip even further. He says he believes he's the victim of a flawed process where normal rules of evidence and fairness were set aside. So although he's quit, it seems fair to say he's not at all happy about it.
He stepped aside, but he's been swinging while he's done that. What about a response from the Prime Minister's office?
That's right. The Prime Minister, we have his official letter in response to Dominic Raab's letter of resignation, which is very nice about Dominic Raab in lots of ways. But the crucial bit is where the Prime Minister says, as you say, you had rightly undertaken to resign if the report made any finding of bullying whatsoever. You have kept your word. So the Prime Minister clearly feels that there was a finding of bullying in this report. The Prime Minister does say there were shortcomings in the process, but in the end, he has let his deputy go.
And Raab was one man with 2 jobs, so who comes in?
That's right. Oliver Dowden comes in as the Deputy Prime Minister. The Prime Minister didn't have to appoint a deputy, but he has. Oliver Dowden will keep doing his job in charge of the Cabinet Office, essentially the inner workings of government, if you like. Dominic Raab, though, was also the Justice Secretary. He'll be replaced in that role by Alex Chalk, who's already been at the Department of Justice today. Alex Chalk is a lawyer. He's also very loyal to Rishi Sunak, supported him through the leadership campaign last year.
Always at times like this, Andy, you know, Prime Ministers like to say, nothing to see here, move on, enjoy the weekend. But where do you think it leaves Rishi Sunak?
Well, I'm sure Rishi Sunak does want to move on. He is being criticised by some, especially in the opposition, who say he should have got rid of Dominic Raab sooner. There's also criticism from a number of Conservative MPs, certainly on Twitter, for instance, who feel that maybe people should have fought harder to keep Dominic Raab because they believe that the report into his behaviour is much more nuanced. But I think when Rishi Sunak looked again at some of those words in this report, for instance, intimidating, persistently aggressive, insulting, a misuse of power that humiliates, I think Rishi Sunak looked at that and just felt it was impossible to fight, to hold on to his deputy, and so Dominic Raab has gone.